Chapter 1: Computer Fundamentals. Learning Objectives. IPO cycle. Input devices. Processing device. Output devices. Storage devices. Computer languages. Language translator.
Ma'am, we have learned to use computers. Can you please teach us something more about it?
Yes, children, in this class, we are going to get some insights about the fundamentals of computer. Let's begin. IPO cycle. In the previous class, we have learned that computers follow an IPO input, process, output cycle to perform various tasks. A computer accepts the given instructions and produces the result or information as output. Input devices allow the user to provide input to a computer, whereas output devices allow the user to get the processed result. The CPU is a processing device. In addition to these, a computer also has storage devices to store data and instructions. Input devices. Input is the collection of data and instructions entered into a computer. The term data refers to any type of raw information or facts and figures. Some devices that allow us to enter data into a computer are called input devices. For example, keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick, microphone, etc. Some input devices are used for specific purposes. Barcode reader. A barcode reader or barcode scanner is a type of handheld scanner that reads the barcode of a product. A barcode is a machine-readable code consisting of white and black lines that can be found on almost all products such as chocolates, groceries, packed items, and books. This contains information about the product's price, manufacturing details, and so on. OMR, Optical Mark Recognition. Optical mark recognition or optical mark reader reads the marks made on a special sheet called the OMR sheet by a pencil or a pen. The OMR sheet is fed into the OMR device to read the marks. OMR processing is popular for evaluating multiple choice questions mostly held in entrance tests. OCR, Optical Character Recognition. OCR is another type of scanner that scans the handwritten or printed text on paper and converts them into actual text that can be edited with a word processor. MICR, Magnetic Ink Character Recognition. MICR reads the magnetic characters printed on the documents, such as checks, using a special magnetic ink. It is generally used in banks. Smart Card Reader. A smart card reader contains a small processor or chip that stores certain information, such as PIN number and account number. The information of a smart card can easily be read and verified by smart card readers. Smart cards readers are commonly used in banking, mobile communication, ID verification, and access control processes. Biometric sensor. A biometric sensor is an input device used to collect measurable unique attributes of a human body, such as fingerprint identification and iris recognition. This device accepts data in the form of fingerprint, iris scan, or voice of the user as input. The data will further be matched with the data already stored in the memory of the computer to verify the identity of a person. Fast Fact: QR, Quick Response Code, is a new style of barcode in square shape. It can be scanned and read by using various apps on smartphones and tablets. Processing device. The term process refers to the logical sequencing of steps undertaken by a program to convert data into meaningful information. The CPU, Central Processing Unit, is the processing device of a computer that stores data, intermediate results, and instructions. Program. It controls the operations of all parts of the computer. Output devices. Output is the result obtained from the computer system after processing the data. The devices that helps us in getting the output or result are called output devices. For example, monitor, printer, speakers, projector, etc. In addition to these output devices, there are some other output devices. Let's discuss about them. Plotter. Plotter is like a printer that allows us to print large-sized engineering and architectural drawings on papers or polyester films. The output produced by a plotter is very high in quality. A plotter can produce color as well as black and white output depending on the ink used in it. There are four main types of plotters: flatbed plotter, drum plotter, inkjet plotter, and micrographic plotter. Braille embosser. A braille embosser is an output device that prints braille printouts, patterns of raised dots of the computer files. It works with software that translates text to braille script. It is used to print documents for visually impaired people. Fast fact: Braille was first invented in 1824 by Louis Braille when he was just 15 years old. 3D printer. A 3D printer is a computer-aided manufacturing device that creates three-dimensional objects from a digital file. For example, artificial human limbs produced by 3D printers have been successfully implanted through surgery. Storage devices. The storage devices are those devices in which a computer stores its data and instructions. These data and instructions are stored for processing in its memory. It also stores the results here, that is, obtained after processing. For example, hard disk, pen drive, CD, Blu-ray disc, DVD, SD card, SSD, etc. Computer languages. Computers need instructions to work and they do not understand our language. So, in order to make the computers work, we write programs. To write computer programs, computer languages are used. A computer language is a set of instructions written in a specific language called programming language. The process of designing, writing, and testing a program is called programming. Fast fact: a person who writes a computer program is called a computer programmer. In a nutshell, software programs are generally written in programming languages such as C++, Java, Python, Scratch, etc. The two broad categories of computer languages are low-level language, high-level language. Low-level language. A low-level language, LLL, is a type of programming language that contains basic instructions recognized by computer. Low-level languages includes machine language and assembly language. Machine language. Machine language is the only language that a computer can understand. The instructions in machine language are written in binary digits, that is 0 and 1, where binary digit 1 represents on state and binary digit 0 represents off state. This makes the language suitable for computers but more difficult to interpret and understand by the programmer. An example of machine-level language is binary language. This language is also called the first-generation language. Assembly language. Assembly language is the language in which programs are written in the form of letters and symbols. Those programs written in assembly languages are called mnemonics. A computer cannot understand the assembly language. Thus, a translator is needed to convert the assembly language program to machine language. This translator is called assembler. This language is called the second generation language, 2GL. High-level language. High-level language, HLL, is a programming language in which programs are written using English words and mathematical symbols. It uses some predefined words known as keywords and a set of rules known as syntax to create instructions. Some examples of 3GL are BASIC, Pascal, C, Fortran, C++, Java, etc. This language is called the third generation languages, 3GL. The various advantages of HLL are: programs written in HLL are easier to be read and understood by the programmers, but computers cannot understand it. So, we use compiler or interpreter to convert high-level language to low-level language. It is easier to debug a program in HLL. Programs written for one computer can run on different computers. Modern high-level language. These languages are closer to human languages than the old high-level languages. They are easier to learn and write. These programming languages are designed to reduce the overall time, effort, and cost of software development. These are also called fourth generation languages, 4GL. Examples of fourth generation languages are Python, Ruby, Perl, PHP, SQL, etc. Some of these modern languages provide a visual or graphical interface called a visual programming environment for creating the programs. These programming languages are designed to make the computer solve a given problem without the programmer. Thus, the user does not need specialized knowledge of programming. These are also called fifth generation languages, 5GL. Examples of fifth generation languages 5GL are Prolog, Mercury, OPS5, etc. Fast fact: Prolog is a programming language that is well suited for developing logic-based artificial intelligence applications. Language translator. A program written in high-level language cannot be executed directly by a computer. It needs to be converted into machine code that can be done by a translator. A translator debugs the program and helps it in execution. In general, there are two types of translator: compiler, interpreter. Compiler. A compiler searches for errors in the entire program in one go and lists them. It converts the high-level language program code into machine code before executing the program. Interpreter. An interpreter translates the program into machine language line by line and checks the errors. If an error is found, it stops. The main differences between a compiler and an interpreter are as follows. Compiler, interpreter. It spends a lot of time in analyzing and processing the program. It spends less time than a compiler in analyzing and processing the program. It translates program as a whole into machine code. It translates program as one statement wise. It generates error messages only after scanning the whole program. Hence, debugging is difficult. It continues translating the program till the first error. Hence, debugging is easy. It needs more memory. It needs less memory. Tricky terms. Handheld. A portable device that can be carried and held in one's palm. Debug. To detect and remove errors. Assembler. It converts assembly language program to machine code memory block. Computers follow an IPO, input process output cycle, to perform various tasks. Computers accept data and instructions as input and process them according to the given instructions to produce the result or information as output. Devices that allow us to enter data into a computer are called input devices. CPU, Central Processing Unit, is the processing device of a computer. Output devices help us to get the information or result from the computer. The storage devices are those devices in which computer stores its data and information. A program is a set of instructions written in a specific language called programming language. A computer can understand only special signals that can be represented by ones and zeros. These two digits are called binary digits. Computer languages can be categorized into two types: low-level languages and high-level languages. Machine language and assembly language are called low-level languages, LLL. High-level languages are the languages in which programs are written using English words and mathematical symbols. A translator converts a program written in high-level language into machine language. Compiler and interpreter are the two different types of translators.